Hello, and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. Right, well, this is Afterburner, which was released by Sega in 1987, another Sega Y-board game. I really do hope this is the last one. I'm trying to think of what Y-board games I have left. Now there's Thunderblade, there's no fucking way I'm going near that fucking heap of shit. There's Power Drift, again there's no fucking way I'm going near that shit either. And if there are any, or there's the two Hang On games I've done Outrun, replace the cars with motorbikes, you've got Hang On. So yeah, I'm not going to bother doing those. So yeah, I'm hoping this is the last of the Y-board games. So anyway, yeah, if you want to be really pedantic, this is Afterburner 2. But in the same way as you had Galaxy Force and Galaxy Force 2, the difference between the two is very slight. Afterburner 2 came along just a few months after the first Afterburner. And they just tweaked it a bit, giving it a few extra features. One actually that Afterburner 2 got that the first Afterburner didn't have is that in this your aircraft does actually have an Afterburner. They realised after releasing it that they had rather fucked up and released a game based on flying a fighter aircraft and forgot to give it an Afterburner, despite the fact that the game title is Afterburner. So they tweaked it a bit, gave it that feature, and here we are with Afterburner 2. So it was only about 3 months after the first one. So the differences between the two are not much, certainly not worth bothering with. So well, let's bung a few credits in then and let's get this thing over with.
Get ready.
So like Galaxy Force, you do have control of your speed as well as your directional fire, direction and your weapons. So you have this cannon which is okay to begin with, but very soon becomes completely redundant. And then if you get a lock on enemy aircraft, like so, you then fire the missile and not take it out. You say you do also have the adjustable speed, which I don't like using because it means that a lot of the time I get missiles piling into me like so, and you can't see them because everything's happening so fucking fast. In fact, that's a complaint you'll hear me saying a hell of a lot when it comes to this game. I'll cut to the chase already. I fucking hate this game. In fact, if you've seen my reviews of games like Mach 3 and Galaxy Force itself, you'll already know that I fucking hate this game. See, I lost a life there. I didn't even see what the fucking hell hit me. Everything is, coming towards you at such a rate that trying to avoid enemy shots is a case of luck. So yeah, so we made it to the well, you got an aircraft there, the refueling aircraft, but it doesn't give me any fuel. It rearms my weapons. You do only have a limited number of missiles. Oh, I've just been shot down. I didn't see what the fuck hit me. I think I'm on my last life. No surprise. Now the arcade version was actually not a huge success because although it had quite the experience in the deluxe cabinet with the tilting seat, which would tilt left and right, and it would also tilt forward and backwards depending on how you were moving in the game. The seat would also vibrate every time you lost a life. start one. So yeah, despite all that adding up to the experience, players very soon realised that that's all the game was a sort of experience in an arcade cabinet. If you played it anywhere else, i.e. like, you know, the stand-up, you know, El Cheapo version, the game was pretty much a fuck all nothing. It was converted to just about every computer and console that was around at the time, and without doubt every single conversion was absolute shite, because trying to convert this to you know, any of those systems was a complete waste of time. None of them had anything like the processor power or the graphics capability necessary. So we take off and pass old guy on the hang-on motorcycle there. You land again later on, and on that occasion, I'm not going to get there, so I might as well tell you, you see the bloke in the Ferrari from Outrun. Now the feature of changing your speed is not just a gimmick. Later on you get aircraft which attack you from behind, and then you need the speed up to be able to get away from them. You'll see them on your radar. The radar's up there in the top right. It is largely superfluous because you cannot, you know, you don't have time to react to it. I don't like it when it keeps sending you into loops. I have no wish to do loop-the-loops, but if you are going, say, full in one direction and then quickly turn in the other direction, that's when you do a loop. So go like that and turn around, and there we go. And it has no usefulness. You don't want to be doing that. I saw that missile about half a second before it hit me. So alright, well let's okay, I've got an aircraft behind me now, so now I have to try and outrun it, and as soon as I speed up, something hit me. I haven't got the faintest fucking clue what it was. So it's still behind me, and okay, well, I flew into something there by the looks of it. Looks like I'm now flying through some sort of canyon. I suppose I don't dare go too fast through here. I'm wondering if this is actually some sort of like bonus level, because there's no aircraft coming along, so fucking yeah, that was good. Yes, last credit. Whoa, no, I didn't mean to fucking do that. Okay, so got through there, now reloading weapons through air-to-air refueling. I don't know what the actual, you know, point of the game is, you know, what's the, oh for fuck's sake, you know, what the actual object is other than getting from one stage to the next. I remember reading some, which I can only assume is complete bullshit, about you're supposed to be, you know, the age-old thing of rescuing some woman that's been held captive somewhere. I think that's just complete bollocks. If they're going to do a story like that, it wouldn't involve you flying a fucking F-14, you know, fighter aircraft. I'm going to bung in one more credit and see if I can get to the stage where, so in fact I'll bung in 3, see if I can get to the stage where you do land again and you can see the outrun car. So So let's speed up, see if we can get through it as quickly as fucking possible. That's that aircraft that was coming behind me. And so I blow up again. Don't know why. Well, I do know why, it's because something shot me, but I didn't see the fucking shot. So, right, well, I guess let's get the review underway. Graphics. It's yet more fucking, you know, 2D bitmaps generating pseudo 3D. Fuck's sake. So I don't like it. It's using way too many of them. And when there are so many of them used tightly together like this, it just doesn't work. I think it looks fucking horrible. And because by this time, it was starting to look very dated. Oh, fuck off, I didn't want to do that. And things like, yeah, when you're firing, so you get the large sort of like trail of, especially when you're firing missiles, let's see if I can say, yeah. So you get the trail of smoke there, so trying to actually see anything through that, well, you can't. So yeah, I do not like the graphics very much. I mean, I can't say they're shit, they're not shit, but I don't like the style anymore. I'm getting very sick of it, and it doesn't really work all that well. I've actually got to use the afterburner now because of this fucker behind me. Yes, again. In terms of audio, the music isn't bad, the sound effects aren't bad. In fact, the music and the sound effects are the best thing about the game, by a fucking mile. So we've now landed, and there goes outrun bloke in his shitty Testarossa. Whatever it's good. It was a 518, wasn't it, the Testarossa? I think it was. It's a fucking shitty car anyway. So right, graphics and sound done, and gameplay. It's a fucking unplayable fucking sack of shit, this game. I've never liked it. I know it had quite some appeal, I say largely because of, you know, sitting in the arcade cabinet and that. But if you look beyond that, which isn't hard, you realise very quickly that this game is just a fucking sack of bollocks. It is unplayable at best, and it's just a frustrating, fucking annoying load of shite. You know, this sort of game was done by whoever the fuck it was who did Mark 3. They did that 4 years earlier and did a much better job of it. And this comes along and shows what it's like when you decide to put, you know, the graphics and the you know, mechanics of the cabinet ahead of actual gameplay. And so of course, because all of the home you know, conversions didn't have that cabinet with the hydraulics in, nor did they have these graphics because, you know, it just didn't have the capabilities of rendering this sort of stuff. It's no wonder the home versions were so shit. And anyone with any sense would have said, you know what, you're asking us to convert this game, I'm not going to bother because it's a fucking waste of time. I mean, it says it all, that the best version, the best conversion I played was the, now see it, oh fuck off, it put me, it straightened me up at the start of the level, which meant I went straight into that fucking missile that was coming towards me. Fucking thing. Anyway, yes, as I was trying to say, it says a lot that the most playable conversion I played on any home system was the one for the Sega Master System. And you know, believe me, that was shit, no doubt about it, but it was still, you know, a hell of a lot better than, well, fucking Amiga and Commodore 64 versions, which I did have very quick goes on, and the Amiga version as well. Oh no, the Spectrum version I had a go. That was fucking horrendous. I mean, they all were. No surprise. Really, let's convert an arcade game that has low playability and it's all about its pneumatic cabinet and graphics. Good idea. So, what fucking hit me there? Oh, fucking care. So, I rate this game, I can't really give it noughts because I like some of the music. So, okay, I'll score it 0.5 out of 10. It's an unplayable sack of shit. I fucking hate it. And I just do not know what it is that people see in it. I guess it's like fucking Outrun with guns. You know, I just don't see why people like it. So there you go, that is Afterburner from Sega, the coin-op version, 0.5 out of 10, an unplayable sack of shit. That brings this review to an end, and we will see you at the next one.